Namaste. Today I'm going to share with you one of the ancestresses of the Kali practice, which is Rathri. Rathri in Sanskrit means night. And Rathri is invoked in the Vedas, which are very ancient contemplation texts. So I'm going to firstly share with you how she's invoked in these texts, and then we will consider the significance of Rathri for the practice of Kali. So in the text, Rathri is invoked as descending and filling the depths and all directions, slowly just descending and just filling space. She is invoked as having a million eyes, the stars, a million eyes, and because of the light, the shining of her eyes, she is able to dispel tamas, or that barrier in us that prevents us from knowing our oneness with all of life, with all of reality. So with that diamond brilliance that can see through the darkness, she in fact dispels that inner darkness within us. Rathri is the home, the space of rest. When animals go home, people who are working in the fields, the villagers, they go home. The birds go to nest in the trees. So it's a domain of home, of rest. But it is also a time of danger, of the wild unknown. So in the hymns, she is invoked as the time of the cry of the she-wolf and the he-wolf, that wilderness, that sense of danger, that sense of the unknown. And the time when we protect our acquisitions, our possessions, everything that we have acquired from thieves. So we make fortresses so that we don't lose things. We want to hang on to the things we've acquired. Rathri is also the time when we leave our actions incomplete and she weaves them. She continues weaving them away from our control. She weaves them. And so she's someone that takes us from the day, and somehow she transforms us and gives back to the day, the next day, as if it's a debt. She's taken a debt from the day, and it's like she cancels that debt. She gives it back. So there's a completion that happens at night. For something that we have left incomplete, there is a completion that happens at night. And so Kali, of course, some of the connections and the implications are obvious, because Kali, the darkness, she is the darkness of the night. And that enmeshing of the sense of home, the return, coming home, rest, but also that sense of that wildness of the unknown in the dark. The fear that we have of losing what we have acquired. You know, we give such a lot of importance to light, to seeing things, to knowing things. And stepping into Kali is stepping away from that, what we know as light. The light that illuminates everything, and we see and we know and we acquire. And so when we step into this darkness, we are afraid of losing what we've already collected and acquired. And we have a fear of the wildness of the darkness, because in light, everything is known. And so we have this fear of the wildness. And yet, it says that that is the space of completion. It's almost that all these actions in the known, the daylight, the known, it's like at some point we will have to leave them. You know, whether that is through death, because in a certain way, stepping into Kali is like this practice of dying, of ending, you know, of coming to giving up the things that we know, that we hang on to and we think we know, and that kind of traps us because we don't want to move from what we know. And so the invitation of Kali is, can we die to the known? And that leaving that action incomplete, can we die to the known? And allow Kali to continue weaving, continue the weaving of our consciousness. So when we are returned back, it's like something has been, a debt has been cancelled. It's like there is not anything owing to us anymore. There is a completion. You know, we have completed something. We have finished something. And these were elements that are really the foundation of Kali practice. And when we know this ancestry, when we know this, the trajectory of Kali, we can see how rich her practice is, so that she is not just a relational deity about anger against someone, but she is really about this practice of the depths, this invitation to step into that, the depths within us, to step behind what we know, and to allow Kali to weave us into completedness. Namaste.